Alright, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, this is JDog X211 coming at you with another Horizon Zero Dawn challenge playthrough. Shamanistic weapons only. And right now, it's time to sprint to the finish. The last area and the last quest of the game. So, last time we took care of the mountain that fell, and now we're on to what should be the last mission of the game, the Looming Mountain, or the Looming Shadow. Took the last two right there. And, we found out what happened with Zero Dawn, we found out what happened with Apollo, we found out what, we confirmed that Theodore was officially a total basket case, and he killed all the alphas, and he's the reason why we basically figured out that he ruined the world twice. So now we are on our way to the frozen wilds. Got quite a few things to take care of here. We got all new machines, all new collectibles, even our own progression bar. As you can see, I got 24% of it, but that's because these weapons, the coils, and of course the sets of armor, these are all, collectibles and all from the Frozen Wild. The fact is that says 24% because I've already collected these. Everything else is totally mission-based. And up I go. You'll begin noticing some significant animation differences between here and down there. Like for starters, I'm now covered in snow, something that something that didn't happen before. And whenever I start marching, is she still here? Huh, guess not. There are 3 places you can get into the Frozen Wilds quest. A woman? Ugh, excuse me. Sorry for my yawning. A woman here who's fleeing the cut. The guy here at Day Tower, who tells you about the rumors that he heard, and some whiny, spoiled brat right around here. He's like, I just want to hunt. I want to go to the cut and explore. And he's like, but apparently he's never even shot a a still functioning grazer. Basically, yeah. He's the kind of guy who get killed by a watcher while he's got his bow strung and everything.
What are you doing, Aloy? This path leads to the cut. The Banuk have nothing to offer besides useless mysticism. The Eclipse won't stand idle while you waste time playing in the snow. Return to your desk.
Surprised you're still checking up on me. I thought you had moved on.
Well, forgive me for still being concerned with the fate of the world.
I was thinking, Banuk shamans thread blue cables through their skin, right? Kind of like someone else we know, huh? So maybe the real reason you want me to stay clear of the Banuk is to stay clear of your past.
It's not the past that concerns me, Eloy. It's the future, or possible lack thereof. Which is why you should stop prattling and get back to what matters. But as usual, you'll do as you wish.
Touchy.
Huh. And up here, we'll get our first taste of the cut. First real taste of it. And believe me, you want to talk about a baptism by fire, it doesn't get much more serious than a scorcher. Scorcher? Very agile and dangerous combat machine with fire, augmented melee attacks, and a mounted mine launcher for ranged engagement. Between you and me, the mine launcher isn't all that great. Not compared to, like, obviously the Ravager cannon is my preferred weapon. This is also the biggest glaring weakness. They clearly took, like a scrapper design and just supersized it with this guy. And then gave him something else besides the scanner that comes on a normal scavenger. Or a normal scrapper. Scrapper scavenger.
This one's a new predator. I can see the heat coming off it.
And then, of course, there's the purple. This is another reason why I wanted to make sure I had an actual way of dealing damage besides just my shamanistic weapons. Hence the reason for my longbow. Demonic machines are more powerful and have stronger elemental resistance than their normal counterparts. They are a force to be reckoned with. That's why even though this guy's a fire machine, you'll see it takes a lot to hurt him. Or a lot to freeze him, I guess. Alright.
You're going down.
Like I said, even with as powerful as the weapons I use are, that thing took quite a bit of punishment. 5 arrows on a weak spot, a full barrage from the Storm Slinger, and then and I wasn't even sure if that last thing with my ice rail was gonna work or not. And it was already damaged. Don't forget that as well. Not sure why that thing was already at half health, but think about it. It took all of that, and it was only at half health.
Okay, that's a welcome, I guess.
You sure you'll be warm enough up here, Nora?
I've worked up a sweat from the climb.
You made it to the cut, Outlander.
Not that you'll stay long.
This is Song's Edge, biggest settlement in the cut.
These are dangerous lands, Outlander. Deadly, even.
This isn't Ban-Ur, not quite.
You've come on a dark day, that's for sure.
You're a long way from the sacred land, Nora.
You'll leave soon, I'll wager. Your body or spirit, or both.
This is Song's Edge, biggest settlement in the cut.
These are dangerous lands, Outlander. Deadly, even.
Welcome to Yellowstone. Or at least what was Yellowstone.
Smoke rising from the mountain. And the village, too. What's it for?
How are we to trust the chieftain after so many died under his command? Our shaman has abandoned us. Our chieftain has led our best to their deaths. Where should we find hope now? The smoke from the mountain is worse today. A bad omen for the ritual. The smoke from the mountain is worse today. A bad omen for the ritual.
I do not think that our hunter's blood is on Aratak's hands. He led them to a great challenge. That is all. If Aratak means to go back to the mountain, then I will stand with him. We haven't lost this many hunters since the war with the Karja.
The young hunters have learned a lesson from Thunderstrom. Sometimes, loss is the price of survival. You who died on Thunder's drum, your songs will not be forgotten.
Trust Araya, they say. She'll return to us, they say. And yet here we are, waiting.
In times like these, we must not forget the importance of ceremony.
I do not think that our hunter's blood is on Aratak's hands. He led them to a great challenge. That is all.
Araya's been gone a long time, but she will return. I must believe she will return.
Be prepared.
Aratak mourns our hunters' deaths, just as we do. But only he ordered the march. How long will Araya stay in retreat, out in the wilds?
Must be something big going on. Most of the village is moving towards that smoke.
Our shaman has abandoned us. Our chieftain has led our best to their deaths. Where should we find hope now? How are we to trust the chieftain after so many died under his command?
Since the war
I must say, I like
Get
Bergren's
ready
design.
for a rare sight, Nora. Bergren, purveyor of necessities.
He's clearly
Most
awesome
of the time,
from all the melt
Banuk
he wears.
burn their dead.
But he also looks
But
very
not
comfy.
today.
Because the bodies couldn't be recovered.
Aye, a nasty business. All their best warriors lost. So they're getting a different kind of send-off.
You'll remember those three later. At least I'm pretty sure it's those three. And here he is himself, big man Aratak.
Grasp your grief, my hunters, and kill it! For our kin sees the fate all Banuk long for. Falling with their spears striking steel. Their struggle is over now. You have witnessed their spirits rise up into the blue sky, and beyond to the blue light. But our struggle is only beginning. Soon, we will again take up the hunt against the daemon that frenzies the machines against us. And so I ask you, can you summon the courage of our fallen kin? Will you fight and die as well as they did?
My courage! My spear!
Our blood is in your teeth, Aratak!
We are Banuk. Our enemies. Our prey.
A daemon. That frenzies the machines.
Machines that wiped out their best. And what do they want to do? Go back up there. Fools. A little advice. For free.
Aloy.
Aloy. I've been up here for 2 long winters, and I still can't make sense of the Banuk. Take this ruckus. It started with one of their shamans, Aurea, spouting on about spirits and daemons up on Thunder's drum. So they marched their Warwick up there, and half of them get slaughtered. When Aurea vanished, I thought the crazy might have gone with her, but no.
What is it about the Banuk you can't make sense of?
Well, everything's a test to them. A hardship to endure. A challenge to survive.
Seems like they don't have much of a choice in a place like this.
A land cold enough to crack teeth, filled with wild animals. You think they'd accept a little reasonably priced aid. Oh, believe me, I've tried to convince them. But a Banuk with nothing left to prove might just lie down and die.
And Aurea is the one who spoke about this daemon?
That's right. Told Aratak and the others that it lives up on Thunder's drum. And they believed him.
But you don't.
Look, I don't know what Aurea found up there. A shaman's not going to talk to an outlander. The machines in the cut are getting more vicious, that's a fact. It could be because of the daemon, Or it could be because they all got indigestion, for all I know. But Araya's not around to explain. She took off, and no one knows why.
Is Aratak a renowned...
He's a Werik chieftain. His voice carries a lot of respect. Not that you hear much of it. Man talks about as much as a dead fish. But when he and Araya came to town with their Werik, it drew more Banuk to this little burg than I'd ever seen. Know what else I saw, Aloy? My own little trade route, stretching all the way back to the claim. Then, he goes and leads them off to their death at the claws of angry machines. So much for my best customers.
See, he's got some empathy in him. He's driven by profit, but he also cares about his customers, if that makes sense. It's kind of like he's found that balance between materialism and actual empathy. You can hear plenty of both, but one definitely sounds... You can hear plenty of both, but it's definitely easier to hear one than the other.
What are these Weriks about, Bergrand? Some sort of...
Not like our clans back home. You don't get born into these. Prove your best at something, and you might get a place. Some Weriks come and go. Some last as long as Melon. The whole Banuk territory, Banur, is just a bunch of the biggest, oldest Weriks.
I'm not sure if I'm less confused or more confused.
Well, here's the sure thing. Each Werik has a chieftain and a shaman. They make the decisions. All well and good, except the chieftains are hard-headed, and the shamans have their heads in the clouds.
You said you've lived out here?
Aye. Back home, some fur traders told me about this still-forsaken heap of tents. Good location. Ripe for change. We were barely scraping by until this place started filling up for Araya. A great prophet is coming, they said. I heard prophet. Honest
Wrong
mistake.
kind.
Not that the Banuk are stingy, they just prefer to keep trade among themselves. We could get through to it. We could really...
We?
Me and my daughter. My assistant, Varja. My assistant and my daughter.
Gotta remember, the Othram, not much farther along than the Karja when it comes to women's rights. Women know their place in the claim. It's the Karja sun that bakes their brains and gives them these thoughts. You might remember that from one of my very earlier missions. Still though, if that's what the elders of the Oseram say, it must be true. After all, they wouldn't have lived as long as they have if they didn't know if they didn't make the right decisions. At least I assume that's what some of them think.
We seem to get along better as business partners. Her mother wanted me to show her a trade. She started tinkering with weapons. Say, when you need a break from this Banuk carry-on, stop in and see her. You're both, how do I put it?
Women?
No. Independent. Look for her at Long Notch, the easternmost Banuk camp.
Have you ever heard of a man named Silence? Tall, deadly serious, cables in his skin? Like a shaman?
I've heard that name once or twice.
If you go to this place as early as possible and have this conversation, you will not know who Silence is. So this will not come up. That's why it's also important to make sure you do this last, because you won't get a lot of dialogue unless you've already completed most of the game.
But always whispered, like some boogeyman the Banuk want to forget.
But knows that they shouldn't.
I'm not sure what went down, but I got the impression he messed with the Conclave. Or they messed with him.
Conclave?
All the most important shamans gather in Banur from time to time to keep up with the latest mumbo-jumbo. No idea how they all fit into one tent without those crazy headdresses getting locked up on each other. Araya's been to that shindig, but when I asked her what it's like, she just gave me a dirty look. So if you want to know more, you'll have to find her and make her like you, I guess. Good luck.
I got a feeling she and I are gonna get along very well.
I want to know more about the...
It's crazy talk.
Or there's something to it. Something connected to how the machines behave.
Then you need to find her. She was last seen headed for the mountains they call the Ice Rafts. I've heard only the shamans know the trail beyond those frozen peaks. But I do know where you could find her apprentice, Naltuk. He went north of the river, chasing rumors.
Rumors?
Not the good kind. Sudden attacks in the snow. Strange new structures. Some say a new machine, like no one's seen before.
Well, now I'm definitely interested. Thanks for the talk, Bergrand.
Don't mention it.
I wonder if Aratak can tell me more about Araya or Thunderstrom. Might be worth a shot.
Sakuni scrubbed the entire rock face clean, and why? Just so she could cover it in paint again?
The frost figures reward speed and cunning and punish their absence. Just look at the frozen tall neck.
There's no life left in that tall neck at the frost figures. It's sad to see it drop there.
Huh, heard about that sooner than I thought.
I do not want to hear this talk from you again. Doubt is heavier than a week's snow.
Forgive me, my chieftain. We will be ready for the next attempt.
But this will not be an attempt. It must be done. Do you understand?
My chieftain.
Good.
Huh.
Outlander. I suppose...
You're set on going back to the mountain,
I put my word to it.
even with the risks being so great?
The risk of what? Death? It would be a worse fate to bow our heads to the challenge and say too much.
This...
If you are hardy enough, you can venture out and see the signs yourself. It has changed the machines, made them fiercer, stronger.
But what is it?
A matter for the shamans to debate.
Araya knows about this daemon.
She does a shaman's work. That is not for the eyes and ears of others. Certainly not an Outlander's.
Did your Warwick come from this?
No, we rallied most of our hunters from across Banur to face the threat of the daemon. But I was born here and stayed to fight the Karja when others retreated into the mountains. A few of my old warriors remained with me, those who survived.
There are other Warracks and...
Yes, the village has its own life for all Banuk who need trade or shelter. After the war ended, it sprang up from what was once a campsite, quick as the bloom between frosts. Perhaps it will last, until the Karja seek war again.
Well, I guess that...
Good. I prefer deeds to words.
Right.
Alright.
Stone yield is always
Deep in. Silence by Sure, the Ashram act tough. But send them to the cut, and most of them don't last a week.
If you have no ambition to one day become chieftain, why even call yourself Banuk?
Already, the others in my Warwick have songs worth singing. I've gotta work harder.
After the success of the the first Horizon, when this expansion came out and they added so much territory to it, they made sure to add lots of dialogue and lore. I'm surprised how much I'm hearing just from this.
As thick as the snow in the cut. It's something to see.
No more music. Floods out of that.
Alright, as you can see here, this is the reason why I'm already at 24%. I already own one of all of these champion class bows. As you can see, Scorcher, Fireclaw, and Frostclaw Heart. These are all, you know, the special machine, all the special weapons that you get, but you also have to trade Blue Gleam for it. This one's very special. If you put it on, it'll slowly recover your own health, even after, Hold on, what does it mean I don't... Oh, right, they're 10. I only carry 9. Even if your health is low. So you avoid taking damage for long enough, it'll actually start climbing back up. Doesn't matter if you're in a fight or not. Alright, so, get my free sample box. Then there's these. Don't remember what's inside them, but don't care. What I need are these. These maps are like the ones you get for the metal flowers, the Banuk figures, and the like. Huh. So now I can find the pigment, animal figurines, and the Blue Gleam. And we'll meet those people, and we'll meet the people who are going to give me those later on. Alright, take care of this side quest.
You seem sad, stranger. I heard you mention a flood?
Yes. A sudden deluge, without rain or melt to explain it. I'm Lelai, the drummer of Deep Din. Or at least I was, till it disappeared under the waters.
Deep Din. What's that?
A hollow, carved out by the old ones. A chamber, a basin, and a musical instrument all at once. I'd explain it by playing for you if I could. But its pipes are deep under the water now.
So Deep Din is a place?
Yes. Pipes that carry a perfect tone beneath a sonorous basin. A wondrous edifice the old ones used to carry music far and wide. During the war, my father played the pipes to rally the Banuk against the Karja. I'm the drummer now. But our battles are few and far between. Mostly I play for the joy of it. Or to remember my family. Of course, if the waters don't recede, what's the point of joy? Or remembering?
So the waters came...
One day it was dry. The next, the nearby river had risen and the entire basin was flooded. I don't understand it. There was no rain, not even any clouds, and yet the river rose higher than I'd ever seen it. And there it remains.
A flood without rain. That is strange. Where is this place? I'll have a look if I'm in the area.
Just northwest of here. Look all you like, but I don't see what good it'll do. The floodwaters aren't going anywhere. How does one ask a river to relent?
We could all use some.
Water lapping on old stone. That's a sound to sleep to, not live to.
Alright. Get a little bit more dialogue out of the way, and then... I think we'll call that an episode.
Okay, if I want to learn more about how this daemon affects the machines, I've got to find Maria. And to do that, I need to talk to her apprentice, who followed the river north.
Outlander, wait a moment. That weapon of yours, Outlander, that spear. I can see the blue light upon it.
This? It was made by an acquaintance of mine.
Ah, a shaman.
No. More of a tinker?
A tinker does not understand the spark in the metal, the song in the metal like this. But it could be improved upon, modified with the help of the old ones. Far north of here there is a cave, a shaft in the snow. Within it is a nest of metal birds. Find a bird that hasn't been stripped by shamans past. Look for a rail inside it, the length of your spear. That's all I can tell you.
Get a rail from some metal birds in a cave. Sounds perfectly normal.
Remember what I said, but tell no one. A secret shared is kept beneath ice. It will make you stronger. Go and see.
The hunters think they're so tough. They've never spent all day scrubbing dye into scrap cloth.
There's a strange beauty in the frozen tone.
So this is how they get their wondrous colors. Red and green, blues and reds. It all comes from this sulfurous spring.
The tall neck at the Frost figures deserves more respect than to be gawked at by idiots.
Mix your yellow and your blue. That's how you get green. God, how do these youngsters not know these things?
This color's gonna stain.
Don't think I've ever heard that one. Waterlogged. A secret shared. And those three. Gonna kill these three idiots later.
Any news from the hunt?
The herd isn't roaming far from the camp.
Keep them together this time.
Then we wait. But I bet we'll see a stray.
All right, I'll keep watch tonight.
Gonna kill you three later. Alright, head over here. See about these.
I can't feel much of anything in this.
Alright, see about... no, Took. Hold off on that. Really? I'm guessing that was a squirrel. Yeah, up here you got all kinds of different things to hunt. You got owls, which are, needless to say, a challenge in and of themselves. And then you have badgers. Oh! Animal skull. Oh, good comparison. Demonic Red-Eye Watcher, level 17. So that thing's as dangerous as a sawtooth. Oh. And then in place of pigs, in place of wild boars, although they have them up here too, we have goats.
Tough, but I'm used to it.
Best chance for an owl is just to wait till it lands. Trying to snipe those things out of the air. Very, very annoying. Where the heck is he? Oh, seems I went a little too far.
That must be Naltuk, looking out at that tower. It looks like it's sending out a pulse or signal.
Oh, there is one thing I want to make sure I show everybody first. I know how much people love their shield weavers, so let me show you something. So now my shield weaver doesn't function at all. In other words, I might as well be fighting buck naked. I guess the folks at Gorilla were the same opinion as me. They were either people who thought... Where'd he go? Close. Anyway, like I was saying, they're either people like me who thought that the Shield Weaver was cheap, or who listened to the people, or who listened to the people who loved the Shield Weaver and thought that that was overpowered. So now, they may sort of slip something that makes it virtually useless. Because you see, that thing is timed.
Interesting. Maybe I could override it.
Repairs and provides shock resistance to hostile machines. Stuns overridden machines. That's the pylon that comes out of it, cooling element. And then override points.
Naltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Araya.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread.
Huh.
She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. But what can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them. Rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was frenzying machines.
Look there. Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before. A corruption. But it wasn't from your daemon.
You have? Well, then you know more than I do. These towers, were they part of your corruption?
No. Those are new to me too.
Like I said, they empower the daemon's machines. They must be stopped.
Will you tell me where Araya...
You ask a lot of questions.
Only when I'm not getting the answers I need.
There's but one voice Araya wants to hear right now, and it isn't yours. I'm sorry.
All right. You want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
Outlander, wait. Won't you tell me your...
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount your efforts to Araya.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is.
Level 23. Yeah, I'm not gonna override that thing. Ah. There. That's out of the way. Shame they're still demonic. But... Whoa. But you see? Nothing.
Nearby machines. But it can be destroyed.
Starting to think I might be equipping this instead. Alright, but first things first. My prizes.
You are quite the warrior.
Heaven knows I didn't do this for free, so where are all my prizes?
We should speak.
Now we know how to deal with the machines in the towers. The daemon's next.
Perhaps Araya should meet you after all.
Huh.
What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the Shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine. A great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far. You should too. You'll have earned it.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the Shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
Bergren told me you're Araya's apprentice.
In her absence, I serve the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Araya's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me. An aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
Were you with Araya?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I'm no warrior, though, so she bid me wait. When Araya and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Araya at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her...
Alright.
Alright, I guess I'm off to the ice rasps to find this shaman's path.
Next time you see us, we'll be there. We will be at the Shaman's Path. All the way over yonder. So, until next time, that's JDogX211, signing off.